You smoke, right?
Yeah.
Were you smoking when you said you better than Nas?
I might have been a little bit. Well, as far as let's get this right. I'm way more influential than Nas, and I'm.
So just paying attention to Shannon Sharpe in this conversation. You notice Ocho is doing a lot of talking right now. Shannon has never said a single word
I
yet.
think they're gonna have a reunion. I think y'all boys gonna reunite, and despite your differences, despite whatever situations y'all might have, all that can be fixed behind closed doors. That ain't nothing but a conversation that just got to be had.
But just pay attention to his body language. He's staring at the camera. I think he's staring at Jim, watching his body language. He's letting Ocho get his word out, and he looked like he's just waiting to get on Jim Jones.
Especially when you're making that money.
Or check, you heard? A nice check always calms things down, you heard?
Hey,
I'm not a stupid man, you heard? Yeah, but I understand, man. But right now, where I'm at, until that happens, until some business get put on the table was advantageous for all sides, right now I got to worry about what Capo is doing. And it's been working for me that way.
So at this point, they're still letting Jim Jones get his word out. It hasn't really started yet. The entire debate of Nas and Jim, they did not get to that part yet at this point. Everything is still all gravy. We're still chopping it up and just having laughs or whatever, right?
And it's been working for me that way. You know what I mean? I've been staying out of everybody's way a little bit. You know what I mean? Trying to every day I work on me. Every day I get better and things like that. You think I'm
You notice Ocho is doing a lot of talking right now. Shannon hasn't even said a single word yet. But just pay attention to his body language. He's staring at the camera. I think he's staring at Jim, watching his body language. He's letting Ocho get his word out, and he looked like he's just waiting to get on Jim Jones.
Man, you dig? But I'm the perfect example of what can happen if you stay down till you come up. And that's what I did plenty of times.
I got
Jim, look, you one of the OGs. Hip hop is 50 years.
Here we go. Okay, this is where it starts, right? Okay, now they're about to start bumping heads. Watch this.
But I'm the perfect example of what can happen if you stay down till you come up. And that's what I did plenty of times.
I got you.
Jim, look, you one of the OGs. Hip hop is 50 years of age. You've been in this thing 2 decades.
I ain't 50. I'm 40.
I ain't 50, I'm 48, bro. Even when I'm 49 and tomorrow is my birthday, I'm 49 till the day, dude. Get that right. I don't blame Jim Jones for feeling the way he feels. Most people feel that way.
And hip hop is 50.
I thought you were shooting it at me. My bad.
Nah. Hip hop is 50, but you've been in this thing for 2 decades, right?
I've been in this thing since, yes, a little bit more than that, since 1997. Cameron got his first deal, so I'm like 28 years in.
Not because he has an issue against Jim, but I don't know. Shannon Sharpe, he seemed a little bit more conservative than Jim Jones is. So when he steps to the mic,
For 3 decades.
Yeah, 100%. And I've been signed my first deal 2 decades ago.
How do you determine who you work with now? When you want to work with the young artists, how do you go about that?
and he opens his mouth to speak, you can see they were already kind of like bumping heads just from the get-go. Ocho is playing a nice middleman. He's smiling a lot.
Man, I kind of like him. I think we can make some beautiful music together.
I hold no prejudice. I'm looking for great music, and I'm looking for great aesthetic. Music isn't everything in today's world when it comes to music. If you got a lifestyle that you can sell, these kids can buy into, then that's just as good as having a great hit song and things like that.
He seemed to be in a really good mood. Shannon means business. It seemed like him and Jim Jones may have, crossed paths. Or maybe had words, or had some kind of arguments. Not like a beef type of arguments, like a disagreement,
Every time I throw bills.
That's how it works for me. So it's a combination of things that I look for to work with the artist or to do business with the artist. But as far as doing music with the artist and things like that, obviously I'm a lover of music. So if I hear a record that I hear and I think it's dope and I think the artist is dope, I'm gonna reach out to him.
How do you stay motivated?
My opinion is different from yours, type argument, whatever. And of course, Shannon has been in the news, and the little whatever, having sex while his phone was recording or whatever. So a lot of crazy little whatever propaganda, clouds type moves. People have kind of observed that from Shannon.
Yeah, I think we lost it.
Oh, dang, that was good. I was enjoying that, bro. Hey, I'm thinking about rapping, man. Shoot, man. What you think?
Oh, Ocho? What you gonna rap about now, Ocho?
For me?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just saying, I'm gonna rap about things that I've experienced
In the past. So, And Jim Jones definitely seemed like somebody who would speak his mind. So if people are clowning Shannon Sharpe, Jim Jones seemed like the type that would join that bandwagon also. You can see he's already telling them, dude, you're gonna need bigger shirts, dude. If Shannon Sharpe likes wearing tight shirts, that's what he wants to wear, dude. You like wearing baggy clothes, that's what you want to wear. He's a grown man.
You know, that's the best thing to rap about. That's what most rappers, they rap about the things that they've experienced. You know, the ups, the downs, the goods, the bads, you know, the W's, the L's. I think I can put it together.
You think so?
Oh, there we go. Oh, you back.
Oh, yeah.
You look like, you look like a French painter with a little bit of Biggie from Brooklyn with that on, you heard?
Yeah.
You should not be telling a grown man what you think he should be wearing, okay? Number one, Jim. And I guess that is that hip hop disrespectfulness or whatever, where you feel like you could push your own agenda on somebody else or tell them how they should feel or how they should behave or how they should carry themselves just because you carry yourself a certain way. But let's get into this.
I just came from the south of France. I was down there for 6 days, so I just got back yesterday.
Oh, that's the vibe. You still spilling,
Yeah. I'm still on my suave, you know.
Yeah, you still spilling that shit. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
Jim, what at this juncture of the game, what keeps you motivated? What makes Jim jump out of bed, press down hard as he can?
So, you notice you asked Jim Jones if Jim Jones smoked. You know, that is a very good question. When you ask somebody, do you smoke? You know, so basically, do you have things that could alter your judgment? Do you indulge in things that could sway your opinion or alter your judgment? Do you drink? Do you smoke? Do you take drugs? Do you?
What keeps you going?
I would say the money, but I've been making money for a long time. And the opportunity to take care of my family, I've been doing that for a long time. At this point, I've been doing a lot. So my mission has been to give back more than I took. But I was able to take a lot, and I'm still taking. So that's where I'm at in life right now. You know what I mean? The more I bless people, the more I get blessed. And it's just a testament of hard work and being resilient and being real with yourself. You know what I mean?
Can I ask you a question, Jim?
Mm-hmm. You smoke, right?
Yeah.
You consume any other kind of substance that could impair your judgment? The reason Shannon asked that question is because Jim Jones, I don't know which word or what.
You smoke, right?
Yeah.
Were you smoking when you said you better than Nas?
I might have been a little bit. Well, as far as let's get this right. I'm way more influential than Nas, and I'm
Island he may be in, for him to think he is better than Nas. He thinks it will give Nas the business. I gotta laugh at that. No, seriously, I'm still laughing at that. I mean, I like Jimmy. I like Jim. We're happy that Jim, he figured it out to rap or whatever.
care what nobody say. I know I made a little boo-boo when we talk about the sales and all this type of shit. I don't feel like getting into that rhetoric about where I started and where he started.
You said that
but listen, Nas was nice when I was in high school. When I was in 10th grade, Nas came out. Mm-hmm. Nas was dope. We appreciate him. He had a little bit run. But Nas always came up.
He came around, he got his bars up or whatever. But dude, you got your bars up, but your bars compared to Nas's bars, it's like, imagine a college kid writing an essay versus an elementary school kid who just figured out how to spell writing an essay. That would be your raps compared to Nas. Okay?
Second to Jay and DMX and all these other people, like he never had that type of influence on us, except for his first album. I already told you, I used to want to dress like Nas because he had a lot of fresh clothes that the hustlers used to wear and shit, and we used to see him on TV. He had one of the illest albums of all time. And then in high school when he had the bar,
we like balling. What's catchy, especially with the little movement. You put your hand in the air like you're actually shooting the ball. It was cute, we're happy for you. So we rally around you, we party to the record. I was in college then, of course, I sang along, I danced to it or whatever. But even at that, I never thought you were better than Nas.
Shit like that. So I'm a real fan of Nas, but he kind of lost me after the movie Belly and shit like that. Like I don't.
Man, go ahead on with that, Jim.
I'm trying to tell you, I'm being honest. You ask me, I'm being a fan. I'm telling you, the movie Belly was fire, but after that, he kind of lost me. I think we was way too much into the game. Remember how this goes. Let's not.
Nobody thinks you're better than Nas. Only you think you're better than Nas, and I can understand that. Basically, as a rapper, I'm an artist too, so we're supposed to feel like we're the best at what we do. That's what you're told, and you actually believe that. Bruh, it comes to a certain point where it's like, yeah, I'm the best at what I do or whatever, but there's certain names that when those names are dropped, you have to play a part and play a position.
Ever heard of a Kofi list?
Yeah.
Yo, go back into your history and find out what happened between us and him. You dig? And I'm not trying to repeat history, but don't play with us when it comes to that, bro. We already went wild on them boys. You heard? We the ones that went wild on them boys. You heard?
It's kind of like, I'm a great rapper. Dude, I will give you the business. Jim, like, seriously, Jim? I will give you the business, dude. Step in the booth. I will give you the business, even though a lot of people don't know about my record yet. But I guess I'm supposed to feel like I'm better than Jim Jones. And I do feel like I'm better than Jim Jones. So, some people would not believe it. It's like, dude, Jim got records I heard of. I've never heard about your records. Okay. You see how ridiculous I may sound?
I'm gonna keep it a sack with you.
Yeah,
Y'all
but look how
ain't
you
ever with
dress. Look how you dress. You don't even be in the same places I be in. The things that we, listen,
I can be in the church house. You can't ever Nas lyrics. I don't know who told you that. Now look, y'all know you on that good stuff, but you not seeing Nas.
I feel like I'm better than Jim Jones. I know I'm better than Jim Jones. But the rest of the world are looking at me like, yeah, dude, whatever. If you're better than Jim Jones, we probably would have heard your record. But honestly, I listen to my record. I do believe I'm better than Jim Jones. So it's similar to what Jim Jones is doing here. You know, he really do thinks he's better than Nas, but that is all in his head. I feel like I'm better than Jim Jones. It's all in my head. But actually,
You all know you on that good stuff, but you not seeing Nas. You not seeing Nas, bro. Let's be real.
You got a bunch of 40 and 50-year-olds in their panties because I said I'm better than Nas.
It don't matter.
Look at you. Look at you. Ain't all in your
nobody from Dipset gonna take you over Nas. Nobody from the Diplomats but you.
I got hold on, Jimmy. Hold on. Hold on. Jimmy.
You want to go back to I really mean it? I really mean it.
I am better than Jim Jones, but it's still all in my head. Jim Jones thinks he's better than Nas, and he believes he's better than Nas, but it's all in his head. So, let's get back to this. I understand the entire Dipset movement. I really mean it. I like that record, dude, but still. I'm not talking about nostalgic Nas, you know, if I rule the world. I'm not talking about that. I'm not even talking about that.
We can go back to your history, bro.
But you didn't
Don't do
even say
that, bro.
that.
Don't do that, bro. That's
Hold on.
I
got a question.
Stick up for itself and meet me in a booth or something if we want to do something historical.
He done Nas.
Just the King Disease and the Magic run that him and Hit Boy been on. Just King Disease alone, just squash your entire catalog.
Say he don't do that no more. Nas say he don't do that.
Because he got $100 million. He's a very wealthy man. You heard he's a very smart businessman. He
Hold on. Jimmy, hold on. I got a question, Hold on.
Just those 3 albums or whatever. They definitely show your entire catalog, dude. Jim, you got a lot of nice hits, you know, catchy records. You know, club records. Things that make people want to dance. Catchy. But, dude, go back and listen to Nas's record, bro. I can't even go back and listen to your record again. When I mean I can't go back and listen to it again, like, dude, it doesn't age very well. Like, would I go back and play ball?
I switch from thug, give a corporate.
I got a question, this you, Jimmy, and anything that you do, right, I've heard you preach it all the time, right? When you was playing football, your first thing you always say, ain't nobody here better than me.
Tell him again.
You done told me that story a million times. Wait, listen to me now.
Fuck you think I'm gonna be second to anybody in this world? But God,
Then again, no, I will not. But I will go back and play Illmatic. I will go back and play Live at the Barbecue. Look, like Nas's record, bruh. Have you listened to Nas Soulmatic? His records just age so much better. So much better. You know, what would make the comparison about Nas, Jay-Z, you know, DMX and everything else? Honestly, I feel like Nas's record is gonna age just as well as Tupac's record. It's gonna age just as well as Michael Jackson's record. It just gets better with time. Like, I went back the other day, I'm a big fan of Jay-Z or whatever, right? Like, I was one of those who always felt like, you know, when it comes...
Jimmy, stay with me real quick. Stay with me now. Stay with me now. But I'm just saying, that mentality, isn't that how you supposed to feel? Isn't that how you supposed to feel?
You know, let me ask you a question. When you was on the field, you thought you was better than T.O. and Mouse?
The rappers, my favorite rapper alive is like between Jay and Nas, right? And sometimes I will find myself on a Nas bandwagon, and sometimes I will find myself on a Jay-Z bandwagon, right? And they would just constantly switch. I love the cockiness of Jay-Z, right? And I also love the humbleness of Nas. Like,
Hell yeah, what you mean?
Man,
I ain't gonna say it out loud.
You done came on here and say, I ain't better than Moss, I'm not better than T.O., I'm not better than Rice. You said that.
I'm not playing the game no more.
But you wasn't playing. Hey, Jim, while you talking, you need to get with the law. Jada them done cooked y'all at the birth.
it's crazy, right? When I won't be on my cocky shit, I guess I'll pop some Jay-Z shit in. And when my mind is just like, you know, I'm in a good space, I just want the realness, I'll pop some Nas shit in. You know, when I don't want that inflated ego, I just want North.
I'm still playing. I'm still playing at a high level.
Hey,
you better check my record, you heard? I'm still playing at a high level. I'm rapping at a high level. You better check my stats, bro. I will run circles around Nas rapping right.
I'll be on my Nas shit. And it's funny, because now that I'm an artist myself, that I make a lot of records, I found myself now listening to a lot of artists. But you know the artists I still listen to? I still listen to Nas, dude. Not just because I'm a fan. His records, dude. It's kind of like when you listen to a Bob Marley record. You know, you go back and you listen to a Bob Marley record, doesn't matter how old it is. That is how Nas records are, dude. Nas record, it's one of those Bob Marley type records, one of those Michael Jackson type records, that whenever you play it, you still get a new message. You still appreciate it.
Run circles around Nas rapping right now. Right now, I will run Saturn around Nas right now rapping. Everybody knows that. You heard? Let's not talk about the past.
He put it down. He said it down.
I will run laps around Nas rapping right now.
It just gets better. I cannot say the same thing for your records, Jim. I like you. I like Jay-Z's record. I can't even say the same thing for Jay-Z's record. Like, if I play Jay-Z's record now and I play Nas' record, you see what I'm talking about, the Nas' record.
Jim. Oh, you talking right now. But I'm talking about when y'all, in his prime and your prime, you couldn't see it.
I'm still in it. Oh, Cam was smoking his boots. I wasn't rapping when he was rapping, but Cam really got at him. You remember I really mean?
Caution, I'm bound in action. I switch from thug.
Has aged so much better than almost any other rapper in the industry. So Jim, Nas deserves all the accolades he's getting. Like, do you know how many people are defending Nas? Like, Nas doesn't even have to say anything. He doesn't even have to speak. He does not even have to speak. Other rappers are speaking up for him. That is to tell you, like, bruh, you definitely bit on more than you could chew. Nas will give you the business. Even if you're talking about going in the booth right now, which I would not expect him to do. Like, Nas is not even talking, and you're the one, you know, doing a lot of the talking. I guess they do anything for clout. Who made that record? Upsets. Yeah, they do anything for clout. So what you're doing right now, you know, instead of him saying they do anything for clout, he could have actually said they say anything for clout. So what you're saying right now is definitely for clout, and you are getting the response you wanted because people are talking about it. Your statement has kind of gotten viral to a certain extent, and I think that's the reason Jim did this. Jim knows Nas will give him the business, but he knows if he can bring his name up and Nas' name on the same conversation, and when it comes to music, he may get more streams. Maybe people will go back and be like, let me listen to some of old Jim record and see what this dude is talking about. And I'm sure that is actually happening. It's probably making more money right now. His record's probably getting a lot more streams just because we're having this conversation. But anyhow, though, I think Nas, I can't even think of one album. People may be like, oh, Nas, you know, he doesn't always pick the right beats. Whatever. I think all his beats were on point. You may be like, he needs to do more party records. No, whatever. I think everything happened for a reason. And the reason why Nas is respected today the way people respect him, all those beats that you thought were not that good, they all have something to do with it. Because beats, good or not good, he makes the best out of it. And when you listen to that record, it sounds good now. But listen to it 5 years later, it sounds better. Like, it's like wine, you know? You know, some wine, you know, you gotta let it, whatever, I don't know how to make it, but I'm sure you have those wines that have been stored away for a very long time. And they'll tell you it's better with time. Nas's record gets better with time. Jim, your records were hot when they came out. And then, you know how you just dissipate, the heat just dissipates? So basically you put a food in the oven and you bring it out, right? It's hot right now. And then eventually the heat starts leaving, you see it smoking or whatever, and then you come back an hour later, you can't even eat the food, it's so cold. Jim, I'm sorry to say, dude, if I have to compare Nas's records to yours would be like that food that was hot when it came out the oven, right? And it got cold, and when you came back an hour later, you're like, it was good, but now it sucked. Now it sucks, right? You don't even want it. White Nas's record is like that food that was in the oven. When it came out, it was hot, right? When it came out, it was hot. But it hasn't really marinated yet. It's one of those foods that, you know, when you bring it out and you're like, you know what, it's better the next day. It's kind of like now the ingredients are in and it's in sync now. You know, everything, all the ingredients and all the spices came together nicely, and now you can really taste the food now. That is what Nas's record is like. Because when it first comes out of the oven, it's hot. But guess what? When everything marinates together and then you get a full understanding of what this record is and you play it over and over, it just gets better and it just gets better. And there's so many things you thought you heard but you did not understand, and you just keep getting new understanding to the record. And all of his songs, we appreciate the positivity in it. We do. Jim, Nas is a legacy artist. When I say he's a legacy artist, like, bruh, he's gonna go down in history as something special, dude. Something special for him. The rest of the time, he's always gonna be remembered. Jim, I'm sure you have his fans, those who remember him, but Nas is just like, it's on a whole nother level, dude. It's on a whole nother level. Like, Nas's catalog, age is better than Jay-Z's catalog, age is better than Kanye's catalog. I think it does, you know, I think it does, or it will. The reason why I say it may age better than Kanye's catalog is because Kanye, everything he's doing outside of music, it's not helping his music. His music is so good. If he didn't have all this crazy stuff going on with the media and all the, you know, all his rhetoric, I think his catalog would have been aged probably the best among a lot of all these artists. But I think Nas's catalog is gonna age the best among all these rappers, especially those within his group or his peers, just cause the man, he's rapping. There's so much sense, you know. So, and it's deep. It goes really deep. It's really deep. It's not shallow. All right, man. If you like this video, share it. Yeah, and we'll talk about this some more. But Jim, I like you too, though. But it's like when you step up to the GOAT, it's just what it is. You know, people are gonna let you have it, and that is what you're getting. But I know it's kind of helping your music because I'm sure you're getting a lot of streams right now. So good work on that aspect. You know, people do things for clout, especially when they have a product they're trying to push. So let me know what you think about this video. Share it if you want. Thanks. Respect. Bye bye.